What's up, everybody? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Love and Hip Hop, The Family Reunion, Season 1, Episode 7, which was also the season finale. So, you guys, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Cramps. It's that time of the month, TMI, I know, but you know, y'all, we family, so. Yeah, it's rough today. I'm on my lunch break trying to get this done. You guys know the deal. So just be patient with me. We're going to get through it. Didn't too much happen. It was a typical closeout episode. So with no more further ado, the review, shall we? All right, I've taken up my whole lunch because I just recorded this whole video and it was not recording. So we've got to do it again, you guys. So we're going to speed through this. I'm sorry, but we'll make sure we hit all the points. Trick is cooking breakfast for him and his son. And his son tells him that he invited Joy and Trina over, okay, for them to have breakfast as well. And Trick was like, well, they family, they can come on through. Trick's son is telling Joy and Trina how, you know, he's learned some things from his dad, okay? You want to hear it? Sure, what have you learned? Well, you know, when he has a woman over and he cooks for her and feeds her and everything, you know, once they get busy, as long as he has a morning after pill, everything is good. And, you know, Trick is so tickled by that. Joy and Trina are like, why would you tell this boy that? Okay, don't be relying on no morning after pills, boy. Okay, and I guess he's probably just kidding. Let's hope that he is. Let's not rely on morning after pills, you guys. But whatever. Trick is happy that he's had this experience with his son. He said that he's never really had to spend just one-on-one time with his son for as long as they have. I guess they've been there for a week. So he said that it's been a great experience, and both Joy and Trina agree that it has been. Trick says that his son wants to go into music, okay? He wants him to graduate from college. He's in college now, just so he can have, you know, he can have his business in line, in order, because the music industry is a beast. So once he finishes college, you know, Trick is going to help him maneuver that industry. Hey, we having a talent party later on. All right. You know, family reunions got to have a talent party. So they feel like Trina says, hey, you should perform in a talent show. You know, she's performing later. She gonna get people a little something. So maybe you should come on and join in. They never really said what the son does, so I'm not sure if he's a rapper or if he sings or, you know, if he's on the production side or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna see what they got for us at the talent show later on. Now, everybody's kind of talking about how the trip has been for them. April said that even though she didn't get any closure with Fizz, she's just decided that she can't, you know, she can't worry about that any longer. If Fizz doesn't want to talk to her, even though that bothers her, she's going to move on. So I guess for April, the reason that she came was so that she could spend, I guess, the time with Fizz and try to get some closure, and she just ain't getting that. So her reasons for coming on the trip didn't really get met. Otherwise, she said she did have a good time. Ray says, it's been a very long week, but I had a good time. I had a chance to get to know everybody, and we got a chance to become a small family. Yandy said that she's happy that Mendices and Judy was able to make up, but as far as Yandy and Judy is concerned, Yandy is still staying away from the bitch. She's not sure if Judy will even apologize for what she did, and she ain't looking for that apology. Fizz says basically that he's done talking to April. He knows that's what she wants, but he don't really have anything else to say. That door is closed. I'll tell you that Fizz he is a cold. That nigga is cold. And Sierra tells us that because she was not at Carly Red's birthday party and Carly was so affected that she was not there, she has decided to give Carly Red a surprise birthday party that night. And that way they can celebrate Carly's birthday together. But it was funny how they was all giggling about how April and Fizz argued. I guess they must have argued all night and we just didn't get to see all of it on the show, because they thought that shit was funny. They was over it. You could tell. I was like, we was over it too. Just a few minutes that we saw. But anyway, you guys, the party is coming together. The day party, Mama D and Joy have decided, since Trick has been cooking the whole time, that they are going to be the ones responsible for the food. So they barbecued, so they say. It looks very well done. I was like, that looked like they have some food delivered in, but if y'all want to say y'all cooked it, fine. So they setting up the spread, and they're saying that this trip is, I mean, that day, this last day is just so we can just spend time with our family, do some bonding, like Mama D was saying. I was like, if you say bond one more time, if there's still any rocky areas, if there's still some unsmooth parts, maybe the families can smooth out whatever the kinks are. and get it fixed on this last day. So everybody starts showing up. They tell them we just gonna eat good food and good drink and love on each other. All right. So who's first? Well, Yandy and Judy. Like I said, Yandy ain't really feeling Judy. Judy feeling kind of like, I guess maybe embarrassed or you know, feeling bad now for the way that she cut up these last couple of days. And so now she got that look on her face, you know, when you done did too much and now you got to apologize. So, you know, when Mendices is sitting talking to Yandy, he's saying it's just too much friction going on, you know, it's weird and the vibe ain't right. And Yandy was like, ain't nothing wrong. I'm not saying nothing to her. Like, we ain't fighting or nothing. And he was like, yeah, but he still don't like the fact that they, you know, avoiding each other and all of that. So Judy comes and sits down. And she apologizes to Mendices and says that she just wasn't ready to hear it. And, you know, she's basically sorry. And Mendices says, but I never was really mad at you. You know, I had already told you how I felt. I didn't feel like you're that same person before. And, you know, I was celebrating the fact that we have come so far. So Mendices is fine with Judy. But the problem is, of course, with Judy and Yandy. So then Mendices was like, okay, so I'm going to let you guys talk. And Yandy was like, you ain't got to go. You ain't got to go. And he was like, no, I'm going to let you guys talk. She's apologizing to Yandy, you know, saying that she just says those things when she's upset, you know, just trying to hurt him. But she knows that Yandy loves Mendices and Judy loves Yandy and Judy loves their family. You know, she wants to be a part of it. She wants to be there for her grandkids and all of that. And Yandy tells her, you just really make things so difficult. Whenever there's a problem, I'm the one that gets blamed for everything. You question my loyalty. You question my faithfulness. You always making it seem like I'm the one that's the problem, you know, and I have done nothing to you or your son but love him and have his children and get married to him and create a life with him. And, you know, Yandy is just over it. So, of course, Judy is apologizing. And Yandy says she is only going to take that with a grain of salt because Judy does this all the time. You know, they get into it. She apologizes. They go on. And then Judy turns around and does something else. And then it's right back down that road again. So Yandy says, you know, if she's going to apologize, that's fine. She's going to take it for whatever it is. She knows she'll be there again. But Yandy's tired of just getting mad. She's tired of the way that she feels when all this goes on. So because of that, she's going to accept Judy's apology for like the 100th time, I guess. So when Mendices come back over, he's like, oh, okay. You know, y'all getting it together. And Yandy was like, we getting there. That look on her face was like, no, but okay. Let me try to make my husband happy. So I guess Yandy and Judy is still, you know, it's a love-hate relationship there. Now, I guess before they came on this trip, they must have contacted, you know, people, you know, of the group that came and said, you know, if you have a person that you're bringing, you should bring something that you can pass down to them so that, you know, that would feel special. So Joy tells them that they want them to now present the gifts, you know, whatever is you brought to give to your special somebody, you know, all of that. So Trick was like, first of all, I pay for my son's everything. I pay for his college. I pay for his apartment. I give him money when he needs some money. I put it in his account. I ain't giving him shit else. Okay. You better be happy with that. I was like, Trick, you could at least gave him, you know, an old big spoon from your restaurant or something saying you're going to pass the business down. But yeah, Trick was like, yeah, no. And then they just go around and everybody kind of starts giving gifts to, you know, to their loved ones. So first we have Mama D. Mama D says, you know, I was raised in the church. I am a church girl. And, you know, this Bible, she gives her Bible to her son, Scrappy, because Scrappy, I guess, has, you know, he's got both of these sides. He's got his rapper thug nigga, you know, on this side, and he's got his, like, man of God, you know, baby boy, the old boy from Baby Boy on this other side. So she gives him this Bible. That's what's been passed down to him. Yandy, okay, even though she's still a little annoyed with Judy, she does say she decided to have this quilt made. It's a quilt made with pictures of the kids on there and everything. And that is what she has given to Judy because, you know, apart, we're just threads. But when we're all together, one big family, just like this quilt. So that was her way of passing that down to Judy. So, I mean, I guess she still tried to make nice. Carly gives her daughter a really nice tea kettle. And, you know, her daughter is just sort of like, oh, okay, tea kettle. I mean, like, why do we even drink tea so much anyway? And Carly says, well, it's a tradition in our family. You know, we're Trinidad. Because of the English in our background, we drink tea a lot, which, you know, I do know that because I have a good friend. Well, she's Belizean, but all her family is all tea, 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 tea. Jock has decided to give his son his first Rolex. All right. So his son was like, I see that green box. I see that green box, you know. So when he opens it up, he's like, hey, you guys, look what my dad gave me. And this was supposed to symbolize, you know, just being aware of the time, you know, the time that you have with your loved ones, the time that you have on this earth, you know, how important it is to spend that time wisely and all of that. So, you know, Jock had gave him that speech. The boy was just happy to get his Rolex. I was like, one day y'all gonna give me a Rolex. One day. I mean, I could buy a Rolex now, but, you know, it ain't, that would be for real a luxury. So I want it to be a day when I could just buy one comfortably and be like, oh, look at me with my Rolex, you guys. Anyway, when he shows his watch, you know, Carly's daughter is like, oh, what did you get? And he says a Rolex. And so she was like, oh, that's cool. That's what's up. You know, she's talking to Carly, and Carly was like, what, you got a Rolex? And she was just like, yeah, I know, but see, Carly's situation with her daughter actually hit home yesterday. I felt really bad for Carly, and you guys know that this is a first, okay? Because her daughter and her, like, she knows that she's got this beautiful daughter, and, you know, everybody knows that's her daughter, and she's proud of her daughter and everything, and her daughter does not feel this relationship that Carly has, right? Or that Carly feels. And so on, you know, in her confessional, she's crying to us saying she just wishes she had a better relationship with her mom, that she, you know, it's not the way that her mom only thinks about material things, and it's not material things. It's not what you can do for me. You know, it's the time they spend. She wants to spend more time with her mom. And just think, she's 26 years old and still saying something like this, you know, so it still affects her. And Carly's whole thing, like she told us before, is like she sacrificed a lot for her daughter. She was working hard for her daughter. She wanted to make sure that, you know, so when I was listening to them both yesterday, I was just like, this is so bad, because Carly says that she did what she did to, you know, for her daughter, and her daughter doesn't even appreciate that, because her daughter didn't want that. Her daughter just wanted her mom to be there. So, and it's time you can't get back. So I felt bad for Carly, because I tweeted last night, you know, as parents, we can just do the best that we can. Sometimes that should be fucked up. Sometimes it be wrong. We make the wrong decisions. There's no guidebook that tells you how to be a parent. So, you know, you hope to know that you're doing these things correctly, but you just don't know. And the only way that you can kind of tell is as your kids get older. That's when the shit starts to come out. And that's when you really realize that you made some mistakes. And so, yeah, I've been down this road with my own kids. You know, I've been able to locate some of the ways that I raised my children that, you know, I wish that I would have done better with. But at the end of the day, parents just try to do what they can. They try their best. And, you know, it's too bad that, you know, unless Carly was just really a fucked up ass mom who just did not care, you know, I feel bad for her, because it's nothing you can do about it. Now you can just try to fix it from this point on. And a lot of times it's hard to do. So I did feel bad for Carly, because I think her and her daughter, their issue is just for real not resolved. Now, later on that night, we're going to have this surprise party, remember? So Sierra is fixing up around the pool area. She got Bambi up there helping her. April was over there and all. And again, Bambi is riding April for acting like a fucking high school ass kid, her and Fizz, with all that fucking arguing they was doing. So like I said, they must have really cut the fuck up. They must have cut up, because she was like, I was like, how you telling them that they was acting like high school ass kids, but y'all tried to tell them that they was soulmates, or at least tell Fizz that night before that they was soulmates and they should fight to be together and all this. Now y'all telling them how they acted like some old damn high school kids. April was like, I know, you know, but the whole thing is we not in the same place. You know, the way that I want things to be, he's not there. it's nothing else I can do about it. So I just had to leave it alone. And like I said, you ain't got a choice because Fizz ain't talking to you. Anyways, when Carly walks up, she was just like, what's going on? Whose birthday is it? And you know, Sierra was like, happy birthday, friend. I did this for you, friend, because you said that I wasn't at your party. She's full Atlanta girl. I guess Sierra is a good person. She tries to be there for her friends. Even Bambi said, you know, that she raised the bar on this one. You know, giving a party for your friend just because you couldn't go to the original one. You know, Bambi said she's going to be expecting 2 birthday parties as well. So Carly is there. She's happy. You know, she's glad that they did this for her. She said that she also realizes that she is going to have to try to mend this relationship with her daughter because I almost felt like, now, you know, Carly is an actress. Carly is an actress, so we'll take that into consideration. But I almost felt like she just fell down for that night because I think she realized that her and her daughter still got some issues that they wasn't able to resolve. But I mean, you know, that might not be true, but it felt like that, you know. So anyway, I forgot that Erica was even there. Was she even on the last episode? I guess maybe she was. I don't remember seeing her. But anyway, she says that she never expected for Mama D to be the reason that she, Scrappy, and Bambi was able to work out their differences, you know. And then when they showed the picture of the 4 of them together, child, I almost cried. I was like, my cycle got to be coming. Nigga, I was so emotional when I saw that picture. I mean, I felt like we all came a long way with that little story there. Paris starts talking about how it was growth for everybody to get to where they were. And I agree. They did accomplish something on this show, some more than others. So now we got the talent show. And Trina and Jock are the MCs. You know, they both are on the radio, so they're used to being on the mic like that, you know, besides the fact that they were rappers. So everybody's going to do whatever their special talent is. Now, April decides that her talent is double dutching. Okay. Which is, you know, in LA, it was a lot of double dutching going on. So, they going to do the double dutch for her, but they couldn't get that. The reason why she couldn't get it going is because they had the rope going too slow. I was like, what y'all doing? Y'all don't know how to double dutch? So every time she would jump in, you know, she couldn't get it going. And everybody was just like, how long we gonna try to do this? I thought this was a talent show. This is a disaster. But she finally got the rhythm going. She finally was able to show her double dutch talent. So fine. Paris gets up there in her sweatsuit that she's designed. So you guys know that Paris lost some weight. And I actually have been able to, I was like, okay, I can really tell that she's lost weight now. She has the sweatsuit that you work out in. I guess is maybe rubber or like lined with some sort of vinyl or something in there to make you sweat. So she was like, I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna do the dance for you guys, you know, just in my workout suit so you guys can see how well it works. So, you know, so they play the music and her ass was dancing. That shit was funny. Her ass was dancing and Scrappy was like, you know, she doing like the big girl dances. You know, she was all like, he was like, she got to do like the cute little girl dances. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was cracking up. That Scrappy was tickled, but honey, she was up there doing her dancing and making her faces and all, so that was her talent. But you know what we was all waiting for? When Mama D said she gonna take it back to where it all started. I said, uh-oh, Mama D, you guys, that Mama D looks great. I done told y'all a whole bunch of times that she's actually a very good looking woman. Her body is nice. I know she's had some work done and everything, but it's done right. She had her bodysuit on. It was all sequined out and everything. And she was just like, I want all the ladies, you know, whoever want to, if you know the song, if you know the steps, you know, get behind me so she could dance. And that damn Mama D was like, first I do my lips, lashes, brow. Can't forget about my edges. Heels or the flats or the motherfucking wedges in that order, 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 in that. I was like, you better do that, Mama D shit. Y'all know that's y'all jam. I done heard that song only in passing 5,000 times. That's why I know the damn words. First I do my lips, lashes, brow. Can't forget about my edges. heels or the flats or the motherfucking wedges, in that order, in that order, in that order. Why would she finish though? She missing a tooth on this. I said, why they ain't put this tooth in? I know she didn't always had teeth problems and all, but she need to get that, you know, fixed. Then we have Carly Red and Ray J get up there and they gonna do some Shakespeare, and you know, everybody is just like, this is strange, especially with some of them knowing that Ray J and Carly did mess around at one time, and you know, they kind of all looking and it's weird and they can't get the rhythm of what they trying to say right and all of this, so everybody's just like, okay, like, but whatever. They do a little scene from Romeo and Juliet. And then afterwards, Ray tells us, what I took away from this experience is that family is everything. And now it's time for me and Princess to really try to figure it out. So he got to get on home so he can pick up Princess and they can go do their next show called Couples Retreat. And then we have Carly again, who's saying that, yeah, she knows that her and her daughter need to communicate better. They need to get their relationship. I say, you and your daughter need to spend the time that your daughter obviously is saying that is missing, who really, really wants it. You know, usually at that age, kids don't even care anymore. I mean, you know, it still affects them, but they have their own lives and all that. And the fact that the daughter still wants that with her mom, you know, I mean, that's the least that Carly can do at this point. So I hope that they get together, guys, because I really was, my heart, I was just like, oh, what is this? I'm feeling sorry for crackhead Curly Red. What is happening in the world today? And then we got Yandy get up there. And Yandy says she real nervous. You know, she done been on the stages at the Grammys and all different awards, BET and all of that. But today she's nervous. I said, oh, what you about to do, Yandy? You about to sing? And honey, that Yandy got up there and she was just like, Jesus loves me. This I know. I said, oh, just a tinge. Y'all, don't get me wrong, but just a tinge of Fantasia. I could hear it at the beginning. You know, if Yandy could get some training, because he was getting off the notes a little bit. But if she can get some training to get control over her voice so that she can hold on to the note, and she got a good sound. It's real, you know, flimmy, you know, thok, strong, scrint. Coming through. I could hear it. I was just like, okay, you know, with some production behind her and all of that, she could probably do something. Mendici said he always thought her voice was just as good as anybody else's. And I was like, yeah, I could hear it too. Everybody was impressed with the fact that Yandy got up there and sang. And I was just like, oh, Yandy ain't never told us that she could sing. So she been holding that one real close to the vest. So that's pretty much it though, you guys. The family reunion is done. Like I said, some people got some issues resolved. Scrappy, Erica, Bambi, Mama D. Jock and his son seemed to be a little bit closer, tricking his son. Well, there were no issues there anyway. I don't know why Trina and Joy was even there, but okay. And of course, April and Fizz wasn't able to work theirs out. Mendici's Yandy and Judy, the jury is still out. I just feel like Yandy just was tired of being in that cycle. So I would say that maybe they didn't figure their shit out either. And of course, Carly and her daughter, theirs wasn't 100% resolved either. But all in all, everybody still loves each other. You know what? That's what family is all about. I thought it was ironic when they had Fizz said you got to fight to keep your family alive. I was like, nigga, please. How you the one trying to tell us some shit like that? I mean, we already know that, but what you done did with your loving hip-hop family? Okay? Shit is pretty sour with most of them anyway. All the women that you've been involved with. Anyway, child, we can't worry about that damn Fizz. Go on about your business, boy. But yeah, as far as Love and Hip Hop, the family reunion is concerned, it is a wrap. All right, you guys, let me get on off of here. Get on back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.